Hello YouTube, it is Damien, it is The Rise of a Nation, it is episode 128. Today we have the end of season review and only the end of season review because I am going to talk about a few things before we get into the end of season review regarding this save, the content coming up for YouTube and my new save that I am putting on YouTube. I feel like that as a community, my stream is absolutely amazing. The community on stream is a wonderful community. You know, we've got such a big follower base, everything. But I do feel like my YouTube, in terms of relation to my Twitch, doesn't do as well. And I feel like the reason is for that is because obviously I don't upload enough regular content. And you got to remember when you're streaming like 10, 14, 18, 20 hours in the week, it doesn't leave a lot of time between work and coaching for me to edit, right? But secondly, when we're so deep in a save and I film my maybe 4 episodes in a stream, it makes it hard for me to keep up to date with the YouTube for what's happening what's happening on Twitch. So we've started a new save, a short-term save with Dortmund. I really do recommend. There's a lot of reasons why we chose Dortmund. You'll see in the game why we simmed to the end of the first knockout round of the Champions League, and we chose Dortmund due to certain reasons. Episode 1 is live as the time I filmed this, but by the time you guys eventually see this video, we could be multiple episodes in. So I really do recommend you check it out. But what it allows me to do with my YouTube is to have a dedicated YouTube save, which I've never done before. And SFB is what we've been grinding so much on Twitch, that this is going to become a very much a Twitch sort of save. So links down below, come watch it live on Twitch. Who knows, by the time you see this, we may have completed the save for all we know, right? But what I'm trying to say is that you're still going to see episodes, but the episodes of SFB after this point are going to be, I'm going to show you the Champions League draw. I'm probably going to recap all 6 games in the Champions League, or recap to a point where if we might go out the Champions League and there's a massive game coming up, put that game in its entirety on YouTube. But I'm just going to cut SFB into episodes where it's recapping what's gone on. Like today, I'm recapping what happened towards the end of the season, and did we go undefeated, all those sort of questions, all right? But I'm now going to just recap the Champions League group stage. It's an easy group. We're going to get through 6 games from 6. You'll see the group stage in the episode. You'll see every game and every goal we scored in terms of just what goals were scored and who we're going to get in the second knockout round of the Champions League, right? And then if it's an easy draw in the second knockout round, you guys may see the goals of the second knockout round and then the quarterfinal. For instance, if we're getting to that stage where we're that good to knock out teams in the second knockout round, or if we get all these games are being played on Twitch. It's just cutting out unnecessary filming, editing that I'll have to do. And with the YouTube being so far behind the Twitch, it just makes it so hard to catch up. That by making it less content for SFB, making this the stream save, it means I can dedicate more time to the YouTube. So, which the Dortmund save will be. And then will be, I'm trying to, film the episode for the Dortmund save during that day, edit it as soon as I'm finished with the Dortmund stuff, wait for it to edit, do something else, go get it done, upload it that day or get it ready for tomorrow, right? And that just helps me keep it up to date. So that's the plan for it, and something I want to try and achieve, and it helps me grow the YouTube. Back to SFB though, what a year. Another great year, another year of undefeated football. We did it yet again. We didn't lose this year, and this year we really didn't look like losing. Like last year was a lot of draws. We had 8 or 9 draws or whatever. This year I think it was a handful of draws, and the games we drew, pretty much all FM. Like last year, there was games that were 2-0 down early, and there was games that we were losing like 3-1, and we would have to come back and score 2 late goals to draw 3-3. Where this year, it barely looked like we were going to lose a game at all. It was a couple of times we went 1-0 down early, and the next minute by half time was 3-1 already. We're all back up. This year, in this system, we looked amazing. Secondly, in the Champions League, we were unlucky not to get past Sevilla in the quarterfinal, but at the same stage, Sevilla did enough in the tie to probably win. Right? They did exactly what they needed to do, which was keep a clean sheet in Spain and score in Denmark. Yeah, it came in extra time. And yeah, if you look back in Spain, we had chances, Works didn't play his best. Campos really should have put us through, right? And in Denmark, Campos really should have put us through again in the 90th, the 89th minute, what it is, from his one-on-one, and he hit it straight at the keeper, right? We wear it, good progression. This year's been a year of total progression, and we're going to look really good for next year because I'm really settled on the team, the squad, and there's not really much change that I need to make. I'm really happy with how the squad is at. I wish I still had Ortiz, but apart from that, not bad. Edison Campos, though, signing of the year, and I'm telling you right now, he deserves signing of the year. Apart from the 2 misses that you've seen YouTube, where he has missed big chances against Sevilla, he has come in off the bench. Penna got injured. He started for Penna. 8 goals, 11 assists, inside 6 months of football, about 3 months of football. Unbelievable. Second thing is Sander Bloom has been absolutely amazing on loan. He's grown into such a centre-back, and he just looks out of this world unbelievable at 22, and he's developed really well this year. Even better, I offered you Man United, who said they weren't interested in letting him leave on loan again because they want to play him first team football. I said, you know what, I'm going to make him a key player and pay his 22k wage is what he's on. And Man United said, yeah, we'll let him go again. So I'm getting to keep Sander Bloom, which is unreal. Our Gildo looks amazing, and another great signing. That this guy, right, is going to pay another year of being, that third choice centre back. He could play in the middle of the park. He reminds me so much of Ortiz. Ortiz and him were cut from the same cloth. I really wish I had Ortiz and this guy together because that could be a partnership for the end of time. Our Gildo also is 6'2". I really see this guy with the development that he's made in just a year of football. By the time this guy's 21, he could be one of the best centre-backs in the game, or if I want to play him as a centre-mid, he could be that too. All right. We got a mid came in, of course, this year as well has been okay. As backup, I'm going to get Tex back from on loan, not too bad. But more importantly, Sobby, we brought in for big moments off the bench, games in the Champions League, and the occasional league game to go in there and start the game and look really good. He's done it all. There was games against Arsenal off the bench, notably, 1-0 up, dominating the game. I said during the episode, I need to stay on the front foot because we deserve to win this game 2-0 plus. And it was Sobby who we bought for $7.5 million because he was transfer listed, who has that touch of class and that touch of quality and a touch of flair to break the deadlock or to be in the Champions League, to be a menace. And he went in and did exactly what we bought him for. Unfortunately, he's been injured, so he has declined that slight little bit because of his injury towards the end of the season. But he's been really good. And, then Giuseppe Ripper we picked up on a free because his quality. He's had a really good end to the year. He's looked really good. I don't think he's done too much wrong. He got an 8.8 in his last game he played because he scored and set up a couple of goals from the middle of the park. I find it very hard in this system where we play the 4-1-3-2 to get a centre mid because he's so by himself and so isolated to play so well. But it's just how the match engine works with the heavy press and getting numbers around the 2 9s and linking up in triangles and all that buller that you can play with 3 and 2. That the one midfielder just kind of just cops the match rating of or whatever, 6.6 is a standard match rating for a guy playing by himself because really he has no real support or no one to help him. Where if you're playing a 4-2-3-1, you expect your midfielders getting +7s, right, match ratings because they've got people around them that they can help out in the engine room. Transfers on the outs, you guys remember, Philip went to Bordeaux. Ortiz, we did not want to let him leave. He looks amazing. He's elite. It was so close to having such a good player. And it's worrying me with Campos. His agent's doing the same thing Ortiz is. Never got rid of the ability to get rid of his release fee. Like with all Bress, right? With second contract in after tying down to 18 and 22, it was like, yep, not a problem. Get rid of it, or you can make it what you want. And I made it like 60 mil, now 90 mil. Ortiz was always 20, it was 18, 20, and next one was 22, and he wanted 100k a week, and I was like, I'm just going to let you leave for 20 million instead of signing you to a 100k deal for 22. For an extra 2 million, I'm going to waste 2 million by the time you sell him. So off he went, and I think Campos might be the same thing, but as you can see, there's a lot of other guys that we just let out. Eminem wasn't good enough. And yeah, look, at the end of the day, DJ wasn't good enough. I thought Gamma was really, really, really had the potential to be good, but you can see from his match rating, he never was. Loans, though, Texem definitely has had the best loan out of the lot. I think he's been absolutely sensational. He's grown. And I can't wait to see this guy come back in and see what he can do in the league. Now, obviously, we've already signed a centre-back for next year as well, which kind of puts Texem to 4th, 5th choice. But he can play full-back, and we can use him next year, and he will develop because of that. And I look at this guy with his potential, and I go, don't let him be another Gamma that doesn't develop. He looks physically insane. He's played for me and looked good in the league. And they didn't come back from Malmo where he's done exceptionally well over his 2-year stint that he's been there. Come get him in and get him growing here. In terms of the season results, we looked really good. As you can see, we didn't lose a game. We were absolutely unbelievable all the way through. A handful of draws. And I think we drew only maybe 1 or 2 games in the championship group. And in the Champions League, there was nothing else we could have done, man. Nothing else we could have done. We lost at home 1-0. We lost away from home 1-0. We won at home. Well, it's showing the 90-minute result here, but we obviously won 2-1 in extra time. But unfortunately, the away goals sent us out. We were pretty decent and weren't too bad. Important to note, does it show you? Wirt scored 43 goals in the league this season. 56 goals this season in total, I think. And he scored 11 in the cup. Wirt was unbelievable. this year. And look, there's nothing else that we could have said about this year. This year was really good. Yeah, maybe on a different day we would have knocked Sevilla out and made the semi-final where we would have ran into Real Madrid. By the way, Spurs, after making the final last year and losing to Arsenal, who we beat Real Madrid in the final. So Spurs haven't won this year, and they finished 6th in the Prem. So there you go. Weird Champions League campaign. Biggest win was a 10-0 win in the Cup. We beat Randers 7-0 in the league where we went ballistic. And goal of the year was from Albrecht when we went on an absolutely dribbling run against Leipzig, which was in a YouTube episode. Remember the goal because it was unreal at the start. It got us through the group, basically, was that game. But there was a goal that Lars scored against Arsenal, the chip. And I mentioned it when we scored the first one against Arsenal. That was my goal of the year. The guy picked it up, realised that Ramsdale, who's a world-class keeper on the game, was only on his 6-yard box, and he dinked him from 25 yards out. I think that's unreal. I understand why FM gives goals like this goal of the year, because in the match engine, they run 40 metres with the ball, like Maradona did in the 1986 World Cup. I get that, but, there's things in the match engine that you see, and you go, wow, that's good. And Lars Chip was. Look, reputation not changed over the past season, but that hasn't factored in our quarter-final run. Lars got best player shirt, number 23, I love it. Albrecht, Yeppy still getting good shirt steals. Penner had a good year, and Ripper sold a bit of shirts, which is interesting to see. And yeah, look, I think that we've been good. As you can see, we lined up in the system. I think it's been really good. Bloom, Sanchez, Munizaga, Tremble. I would agree with that starting 11, apart from maybe Jefferson over Frank. But Frank's had a really good year this year. But it's Wirtz, man. Wirtz was unreal this year. He scored 56 goals this year with 17 assists. The most assists and the most goals by anybody at the football club this year. And the guy has won literally everything. Any award has been Wirtz's this year. And he's been unbelievable. Once I get accolades here, maybe. There we are. Look at this. Fan Player of the Year. Young Player of the Year. Signing a season, obviously. Goal of the Year was Albrecht, which I disagree with, obviously, because it should have been Lars. Young Player of the Year. Highest match rating. Apparently most completed passes over 90 was Paddy Horn. Picked up an injury towards the end of the year. But we looked really good. Competition awards. Danish Goalkeeper of the Year. There's so many in there. Golden Boy, Wirtz, Under 21 World Player of the Year, Wirtz. Wirtz has won anything that's worth winning. He has done it. Most goals in a season. Most league goals by a player. Most goals in a match. Most goals in a league match. Most of Man of the Matches awards. Unreal. Yeppy, by the way, approaching 300 league appearances, which is insane. History in the making, I thought so too, and there we go. In terms of the team, though, unbelievable. We look amazing. I've got 2 centre-backs I love. I've got El Gildo, who's unreal. I've got Texema coming back. Still got Rory Henderson here as well. And for the first time ever, I've got so many centre-backs that I've had too many. And I've got Degerton Thomas coming in from Spurs, who just won the Champions League. Spurs can't fit him in, but he's still a free-star player. I'm bringing him in as a regular starter, which means basically rotation, just playing in games. And with me being in the Champions League, he will play enough games in between the Champions League to keep him happy. Just a physically brute of a centre-back, 6'4", on a free, got the big free, including 18 tackling. Anyone with 18 tackling is good. And he can play inverted wing-back if I need the cover desperately, and he's quick enough to play it too. So, makes sense to sign him. I'm so happy with the team at the back. Tremble's unreal. I could sign maybe a better left-back than Neff, but Eugene Neff's still good enough for me in captain. And then it's probably getting a better midfielder in here. I feel like the Roman playmaker works better than the deep line playmaker this year. I don't think Ripper's that sort of player because he lacks the work rate. I think Paddy Horn is very good in the role, right? But I think out of every position, it's that position there where if the budget at the moment is 20 million, I'll blow 20 million on a midfielder that can play that role outstandingly. If the budget's 40 million, 40 million. If Munizaga gets a 60 million, 80 million release fee bid from one of the clubs that are interested in him, which Chelsea, for instance, comes in for 80 million, which is a release fee, then I'm spending 80 million on a centre mid. It's the only spot I need. Campos can play unbelievable on the right, that he's almost as good as Penner. He can play unbelievable in the middle, he's almost as good as Albrecht, and he's a young kid. I'm hoping to not lose him. We got Solby, Jefferson and Frank, unbelievable. Lars Wirtz, Penner, and Van Truber. I've just got the depth, and the team's young enough that we have the ability this year to just go next level, develop, and by the time Champions League rolls around next year, we're going to be on another level, right? I do worry that once we lose Sander Bloom, I will need a centre mid, but it just gives me time, a centre back. It gives me time to grow Texema, Alguildo, by keeping him here, and we got Thomas that could play the role really, really well. If we lost Sander Bloom next year back to Man United, right? After next season. I think that the team's going in the right direction. I don't see how we do not progress and make another quarterfinal next year unless we've got a really tough draw and a really tough group stage. But that should be the end goal for next year, make another quarterfinal appearance and slowly but surely eke our way to a semi-final. This year probably should have been the year we made a semi-final because of the draw we got and how open it was. But it would have been too early. It would have been a blimp, right? It would have been, oh my God, we made a semi-final, then back to a quarterfinal appearance or a first knockout round appearance, / second knockout round, you know what I mean, out of the group stage and get knocked out last year. Like, you know, it would have been a blimp if we got to the semi-final this year. There's going to be a time where we're going to be good enough to knock one of the big boys out. And I don't think we're too far away. And I think the squad's really good. It's young enough. There's so much development for it to happen here. We've got so many good kids on the bench that the time will come that we will be amazing and it will happen. In terms of the budget, we're guaranteed 14 million, 20 million. I'm going to venture a guess it's going to be about 20 million, 18 million. But it depends on who is available to leave. There's no one here really I want to sell. You know, if Sanchez got the right bid, but he has such a good understanding with Bloom that I want to keep it. Zaga, if he copped a massive bid, sure, because of bad as a wonder kid, has developed this well when he's 19. Imagine what he's going to look like at like 24. You know, so we could get rid of it. Fan Truber's wanted by a lot of clubs, but you got to remember this guy off the bench scored 17 goals this season. Off the bench. You know, I've got so many kids that look this good that it's unbelievable. You know, I could sell Fran on. And Scott for me is somebody that I'll keep for registration. And Roy Henderson's wanted by a lot of clubs, and if the right bid came in, sure. But apart from that, I think it's more about let's keep this squad, grow this squad, and sign an unreal player when we need him, which is centre mid, right? And then in 2 years' time, when we have the money sitting there and we need a centre back, we sign a world-class centre back. If we don't already have our guild already developed for it. I think that's the plan. In terms of the end of season review, there's not much else I need to say. You know, we could show you all the stats and that, but really it's going to say we kept the ball the most, we were the most clinical, we had the best defence, because we're the best team in Denmark by a mile, so there's no point me showing you any of that. In terms of the next episode, you'll see the Champions League draw, all the transfers we made, you know, the sales, all that sort of jazz, and I will recap the whole group stage, or if there's a really tough game in the group, you know, I'll recap to that point, or if it's the first game, you'll see that, yada yada, whatever it is, just expect more shorter episodes from us. If you like the season that we had, give it a like. If you're liking the channel and you're liking all the content with SFB and you want to check it out, links down below, come follow us live. But from Damon and everybody else, that's going to be the end of season 13 review. What a year, another undefeated year. We were fantastic, 88 points, time to build on that next year as well. But look, can't ask for anything else. We went in the right direction, we made a quarterfinal of the Champions League, and we were very unlucky not to make a semi-final this year. And who knows, with a little bit of luck and a good draw next year, what we could achieve and what we could achieve in 2, 3, 4 years' time. Our window is coming. That small little window that opens. And when it does, that's the time you got to win it. The Champions League, you can sniff it. We're not there yet, but I tell you, that window, it's starting to open. And we could be on the way to building something special here at SFB.